I woke up like this, deep divers, all magical and fly. And I'm feeling so summery. The cat down the road is feeling so summery. Let's breathe. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's go, deep divers. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency. Raising the vibration. Sprinkling that good ass energy on you right now, deep divers. Take all of it. Now, look. You've been controlled. Please listen. We're going to talk about this, deep divers, because this topic is so needed. You're being controlled. I want everyone to listen. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, deep divers? Because we're about to take a deep dive. Let's go. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Shout out to all of you wonderful deep divers. And yes, a big shout out to everyone who's joined the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Patreon.com/Ralph Smart. Click the link down below. Click the link down below, deep divers. So you're being controlled. Please listen. Oh, yes. This information right here, deep divers, is truly gonna make you raise your eyebrows, kind of like that, right? Okay, I want everyone, and also blow your mind at the same time. I want everyone right now to hit that like button if you support the real. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support the real, because we got a whole lot to talk about. If you're watching this video, this is your confirmation that new energy is coming into your life. Summer is here. Happy summer solstice. Deep divers, new energy is coming into your life this summer season. If you're ready for that, just say, I'm ready. That's better, deep divers. Now, you're being controlled. Please listen. I woke up and I'm like, okay, let me talk about this, right? Because I've been really tapped into different kinds of information that I want to share with you, deep divers. Very important information that's really gonna blow your mind and inspire you at the same time. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? So wonderful deep divers. Wonderful deep divers. You're being controlled. Please listen. You see, my mentor pulled me to the side and said, Ralph, you're being controlled and it's time to be free. You know why? Because being free, Ralph, is your birthright. Slow motion this side. Just imagine, deep divers, how much you're being controlled and you don't even know it in so many areas of your life, every single day. Every single second, every single minute, every single hour, your life is being controlled. And you see, I talk about becoming your greatest version, and we are really here to be as free as we can be. So if you're ready to be free, deep divers, just kiss the cat down the road over there. Now, how are we controlled? Let's start with this. You see, we're in a world right now where everything is becoming digital. Everything is becoming digital, and that seems fantastic, right? Because like I remember like buying CDs, deep divers, had a wonderful CD collection. Now it's gone, right? Because it's apparently was taking up too much space, right? So a lot of people are like, yeah, digital is fantastic. Let's get rid of cash. Like, when was the last time you used cash, deep divers? A lot of people aren't even using cash, and that seems great because now you can just use your phone and you don't need any cash. Well, in actuality, what will happen is that they can lock you out. And it happened to me. I'm at the supermarket. I'm like, hey, I want to buy some groceries for the cat down the road. And my wallet which was on my phone, wasn't working. At that moment, I realized it's a trap. It's a trap. This whole digital ID thing, everything digital, cashless society, it's a trap. And that's how you're being controlled. And, you know, the secret is to remind yourself that human beings have to remind themselves to realize that we have to trade with each other. We have to realize that actually, if everything goes digital, what happens when they lock you out? It's going to be hard, right? So you're being controlled, deep divers. Let's really dive into this. Please listen. Social media is a tool. And from when I first started like creating online and sharing with all of you wonderful deep divers, things have changed. Things have really changed, right? Like everything is like really fast right now. Like information is really, really, really fast, right? And a lot of people are overwhelmed, especially a lot of young people, but even grown-ups too, because there is so much information, but also misinformation. And this is how people are being controlled, because you see, algorithms are actually controlling what you watch, what you tune into, and most of all, how you think. And therefore, when we talk about becoming our greatest versions, how we can protect our own energy is to remind ourselves, don't click on what the algorithm wants you to click on. Click on what you want to click on. Watch what you want to watch. Because a lot of people don't even realize that AI is controlling us. It's already happening. And we have to make sure every single day we are free. We are truly free. Okay? Now, there was a video I'll play of a young girl talking about how she's getting one set of comments and her boyfriend is getting another set of comments. And this is how AI does it through the algorithms. Like everyone is literally having a different version of what they're seeing. And the comment section is also changing. And I told you, that's the reason why you have to become mindful of how you're being steered into believing what the algorithm wants you to believe in. And therefore, you have to have an open mind. You have to think for yourself. So let me play you the video, deep divers, and take a listen to this.
This is the most insane example of how everyone is experiencing completely different social medias at the exact same time. Like this video, my boyfriend said he'd be over by 3 after golfing. And like, it's just her every half an hour taking a video saying, oh, he's still not here. And it gets to like 5 or 6 p.m. and he's still not here. Okay. I opened the comments of this video and kind of as I expected, everyone was saying, oh, that's really rude. It's the disregard of her time. I don't like him. Did he communicate with you? If not, then that's a red flag. Okay. Fair enough. You know, I send this video to my boyfriend who was sat next to me. And then I said to my boyfriend, lol, look at the comments. Bear in mind, these comments were coming up at the top of the list. So as soon as you open the comments, these are the ones that came up for me. Tell me fucking why. My boyfriend opens the comments on his phone. Again, it's the first list of comments that come up. It's the same time on the same video. Or you could get your own hobby instead of waiting around for him. Like, God forbid he has a good time. He meant before 3 a.m. He's ahead of schedule. No fucking wonder we're all so divided when you can look at the same comments on the same video and it'll change them based on who you are and I presume based on like other activity in the app. Like, because people look at the fucking comments of a video to gain perspective and see how everyone feels about that video. Like, I do that. I think everyone does that. So if we're looking at it from 2 completely different angles, and the only thing that I can assume really that's that different about our interactions with Instagram is that he's a guy and I'm a girl. And so obviously these are all like on his side and all of mine were on her side. What? Also, obviously there are millions of other examples why we're so divided, but this is not helping. Like, also in this specific situation, in like any of these situations, it doesn't necessarily matter which party is actually in the right. What matters is the fact that people are being fed completely different takes on media. And like, I tried to scroll to find the comments that were on his, and I couldn't find them. It's insane.
It is insane, deep divers. I've been telling you about this, that you have to remind yourself that everything that you're seeing, even on social media, has been specifically curated just for you. And everyone else is seeing a totally different version of that. And that's the reason why in this day and age, you want to free your mind and your ass will follow. I like that. Slow motion this side. Free your mind and your ass will follow. Now, deep divers, you're being controlled. Please listen. So, look, I went to Milan a few years back and I actually saw one of the largest cathedrals there, right? It's called Duomo, right? This cathedral right here. It's fantastic. It's fascinating. When you actually see it, you're like, okay, it's really interesting. And I'm a kind of nerd deep diver, so I'm like, okay, when was this built? So it was built in 1965, but actually construction began in 1386. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting, right? Wait a second. How come like all of the buildings like back in the day, deep divers, were so amazing, right? Like even church buildings, like probably in your own community, hundreds of years old, and they're like so fantastic. They got like stained glass windows. They got the art on the ceiling. The cat down the road is impressed, deep divers, really impressed, right? So this building is like so fantastic, right? Just the architecture, everything that went into it. And this is not the only one. All over the world, there are buildings, even the pyramids of Egypt, right? The pyramids of Giza, right? We don't even know how to build them today. Okay, so we remind ourselves that as we have been progressing through time till this present day time, things have gotten worse, even with architecture. And we're being controlled by architecture. A lot of people don't know this, right? But there's a reason why a lot of people's homes are the same. Uninspiring, same construction, same buildings, and it actually controls you to think in a certain way. It programs you to think in a certain way. It's a limitation. It's not inspiring. So compare this to this. This is modern day times, right? A lot of houses are like this, and I know this is a cathedral, but still, when you remind yourself that a lot of people have forgotten that once upon a time we were building phenomenal monuments, great buildings that really inspired people to become their greatest version. And also, this is the building, the Panama Pacific Exposition, San Francisco. Okay, another one, right? And there's a whole... People sometimes say, well, there was a lost civilization called Tartaria. Now, I always say question everything, because when you once again remind yourself that this is where we are right now, but this is where we were, right? And how come we're not back there yet? Even when you remind yourself that once upon a time, there were giants on the planet. And this is a fascinating photo, right? When you remind yourself that there's so much people don't know about. We've all been controlled. We have all been controlled because we've been sold his story. His story means his story. It's not yours. Slow motion this side. Napoleon talked about how history is written by the winners. It's the lie agreed upon, right? So you've got to remind yourself that everything you've been taught in that book is a lie. You're being controlled. Please listen, deep divers. Expand your mind to remind yourself that there were, once upon a time, human beings which were giants, who were giants, right? They were giants. And in fact, a lot of the architecture back then had like massive doors, massive ceilings. That's because we don't know who was occupying these buildings. Right? So you've got to question everything. It's fascinating. You're being programmed. You're being controlled. Please listen, right? So One of the ways you're being controlled is through time, right? Time is actually a man-made construction. And when you remind yourself that time governs everything, especially in this society, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's the calendar, right? But you've got to remind yourself there are different calendars all around the world. This is the Gregorian calendar, but there's the Ethiopian calendar. And a lot of people have become time slaves, right? Time governs what they can do, what they can't do. And a lot of people say, I don't have time. And the truth is, all there is right now. Time, in essence, is an illusion. And once you wrap your mind around this, that actually time doesn't exist as we think, there is only now, you're well on your way to becoming your greatest version. Okay, even the cat down the road knows there is only now. So time traps you into a mindset of the past or the future, but that doesn't actually exist. All that exists is right now. So you're being controlled every single time you think of this thing called time. When in actuality, we have to remind ourselves there is no time. That's why I'm not wearing a watch. Hooray! Deep divers, you're being controlled. Please listen. Look, I love this quote. Okay, today's reality: big house, small family. Big house, small family. What else? More degrees, less common sense. That's so true. What else? Advanced medicine, poor health. High income, less peace of mind. High IQ, zero emotions, right? High IQ, zero emotions. Good knowledge, less wisdom. Number of affairs, no true love. Lot of social friends, no best friend. Lots of humans, no humanity. Costly watches, but no time. Slow motion this side. And those are some of the ways you're being controlled. And that's the reason why you have to wake up and remind yourself that this is not the only way to live. There are other ways to live that can actually inspire you and help you become your greatest version, right? You're being controlled. One of the ways I was controlled for a long time was by food. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of junk food is sold cheaply for a reason. There's a reason why you got a fast food joint around the corner, around the block, because it's cheap, it's easy, it's accessible. And a lot of people don't realize that you're being controlled by what's on your plate, by the food you're eating. If you're eating junk food, you're going to feel totally crap. And there's a reason why it's being pushed, because once again, it's going to alter how you feel. Now, the solution is to say, wait a second. Let me eat life. Because you see, every 35 days, your body makes new cells from the food you're eating. You are what you eat. So just remind yourself that this is how you actually take back your power to say, actually, we are what we eat. Literally. You are what you eat, deep divers, literally, right? So years on, right, after COVID, after the pandemic, there's still talk of it. There's still talk of what shut the whole world down. And this is how people got controlled, because fear is the lowest frequency. And when we talk of becoming our greatest versions, we have to remind ourselves there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay? You're being controlled. Please listen, that one humanity is the secret to everything. You've been divided, Democrat, Republican, and you have to remind yourself that actually it's all two sides of the same coin. The great Krishnamurti said, have you ever wondered why we have leaders? You're supposed to be leading yourself. You are supposed to be leading yourself. They got you divided in the matrix. This against that, that against this. And when you actually come together in one humanity, you now become your greatest version. Slow motion this side. I want everyone who's watching this video to hit that like button right now if you support The Real. Deep divers, make sure you hit that like button right now if you support The Real, because we just dive deep. Oh, yeah. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Deep divers, make sure you join the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content and for videos which are way too spicy for YouTube. Click the link down below and let's breathe. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Go and check out the #1 best-selling book, Deep Divers. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook, the Bible of becoming your greatest version. And Feel Alive Part 2 is coming out soon, Deep Divers. Get ready, you're gonna love it. Also, check out the latest new book, The Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart at ralphsmart.com/thebook, the secret recipe to becoming your greatest version. And go and get the Good Ass Prana shirts, Deep Divers, for men, women, children, even cats down the road at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you're a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing, well, go and buy some. And if you want a one-to-one consultation with Ralph Smart, you can book it at ralphsmart.com/one-to-one consultations. Click the link down below. Deep divers, they tried to bury us. They forgot we were seeds. Right now, many people are waking up, having a massive awakening, and realizing they are being controlled. And right now, many people are choosing one humanity. Deep divers, peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy, peace. You! Once again, deep divers, make sure you hit that like button if you support the real. Share this video with someone. Subscribe to the channel. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support the real. Yes. And leave a comment down below of gratitude and appreciation. One love. Peace.